living in unusual times. It's a time where the church is experiencing, in a certain way, the judgment of God on sins that have been hidden for a very long time and are very damaging and very displeasing to God. But the Lord's judgment is also his severe mercy. It's his work of mercy and grace to purify and renew the church, to make her into the radiant bride that she's called to be. So how can we ordinary Catholics cooperate with the Lord in what he's doing? Well, one very powerful way is by bringing up a concept that has not been too much thought about or practiced in recent years by Catholics, and that is fasting. Some Catholics think that fasting went out with Vatican Council II, and it's true that we are required to fast only twice a year, on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, but the church never meant that to mean those are the only days we should fast. So it's a really good time for us to renew what has always been an ancient and extremely important practice in the Christian life, going back to the words of Jesus himself, prayer united with fasting. In fact, one time when the apostles couldn't cast a demon out of a young boy, and they came to Jesus and said, why couldn't we cast it out? He said, this kind can only be cast out by prayer and fasting. And I think there are demons today, active in the world and even in the church, that can only be cast out by prayer and fasting. So we cooperate with that work of purification and cleansing by prayer united with fasting. Now, fasting can be in many different forms, but in its basic meaning, it's giving up food. It can be giving up internet, giving up anything that gives us pleasure and entertainment, but really it should contain some component of giving up food. It can be dessert, it can be snacks between meals, it can be meals, it can be going for a day on just liquids, going for a day on bread and water, however the Holy Spirit leads you to do it. And it gives great power to prayer. Now, we should understand, fasting is not so that I can convince God to hear my prayer. God doesn't need any convincing. Fasting changes us. It breaks off our deep attachments to the world and to our flesh. It gives us a great growth in self-control and maturity. It fixes our attention more fully on the Lord. It helps us focus our life on the most important priorities. It purifies our heart. So it's a way to empower our prayer, not because it changes anything in God, but it changes us. And united with fervent prayer is very powerful.